You know, I love decor that looks like it's been around for years. Warm wood, greenery, handmade details. So today we're creating this rustic wood wreath wall piece from start to finish. Um, as you can see, I have a Dollar Tree sign and I'm using my heat tool to take off that bottom piece. I also use that to take off some of the glitter. Don't get me wrong, I love glitter, but not all the time on everything. So I'm taking that off and sanding it a little bit to get ready to glue my craft sticks on, or very large popsicle sticks. That actually I got from St. Vincent, I think. I know you can get them at Walmart too. I don't think the large ones come at the Dollar Tree, but they could. So I'm just still getting ready with the sign, getting off all the glitter. Cleaning it up. I apologize that it looks a little far away. Um, Sometimes I never know where to put the camera, but I'm figuring it out. And I'm just using Gorilla Wood Glue. And here I started putting them on, and then I decided that I didn't want them so uniformed. So I actually took them and I cut off the edges so that I could stagger them more so that it didn't look so straight and uniformed. I didn't want that solid line all the way down the middle. Um, some of the edges are hanging off, and I go back and I cut them, which is really easy with an X-Acto knife or snippers. But I just place them on, moving them a little bit so that it's not all exactly the same. And I'm using a little bit of hot glue as well for that immediate permanent hold. But if I had to do it over, I probably wouldn't. I probably would just use the wood glue because I feel like sometimes when that hot glue gets mixed in with that wood glue, it doesn't stick as well. I mean, I try not to get them together, but they sometimes squish together anyway. So I do love doing this type of thing. It is time consuming, but I think it turns out pretty cool. I didn't realize I showed you this much of it. Even though it's fast forward, it's kind of still boring. Sorry about that. And as you'll see later on in the video, I also seem to have lost some footage, some important footage, but you get the picture. So once I get all that done, I sanded down the edges to make sure they were all straight because clipping it, you know, makes it a little bit jagged. And just trying to cut the corner there, and that's where I had that trouble. A little piece just kept falling off. Finally, I think I ended up gluing it down and clamping it off camera. That sand's really easy. That wood is very soft, so it was easier to clip it and then just sand off the little ragged edges. It worked out really nice. Now I'm just sanding the top a little bit, making sure that it all is nice and soft, no rough edges, because I go and I use my burnt umber with some water, and because I want to darken it, but I don't want it too dark, so I put a coat on and then I just simply wipe it off right away. And it really makes the wood grains come through nicely. So this is where I go and with the burnt umber and water, and I just put a light coat on and wipe it off right away. I actually love how that looks fast forward. Then I use my heat tool to dry it because I'm somewhat impatient. And I just knew it was going to look so cool once it was dried. And that's just the part where I lost the footage, but I took the buttons that I wanted and I separated the colors and I just put them out on the board according to how I wanted them. And then I went back in and glued them, and I just used hot glue. And then, of course, when I was done, I sprayed um, adhesive and some finishing stuff on it. Then here I am taking greens and I'm just cutting sprigs of them to put all around the wreath. And I'm just laying them out, and then I actually go back in again and glue them all down as well. And I apologize that I lost the video. I think my camera died and I didn't realize that it was dead. So I taped the whole thing without even taping it. Go figure. But it's just easy. You just, place them down in a circle the way that you want them. There was a hole in the top of this original piece. And so once I had all the craft sticks down, I did off camera drill that hole again so that you could hang it as a wall hanging. I just used twine and I put some beads on there. I originally put the red and then I changed it to just the natural color wood because I thought it matched better. I did try a couple different ribbons. Um, I ultimately ended with a burlap ribbon on the bottom. I wasn't sure if I wanted one on the top or the bottom, but I did decide to go with the one on the bottom, and I think it looked really pretty. Um, you'll be able to see that in the end. You guys, I love how this turned out. It is just cozy and rustic and farmhouse and all those things that I love. So if you enjoy those things as well, making some handmade decor like this, I share new projects all the time, and you are always, always, always welcome to follow along. Please leave your comments below, like and subscribe. I hope to see you again soon.